My name's Melissa. Welcome to the Hatha class. We're going to start today with some wrist stretches. On your hands and knees, we'll turn the right hand back to face the knees, and we'll do the same with the left. If I bring my shoulders as far forward as possible, I'll have some space to bend the elbows slightly towards my body. As I press down, I want to feel some intensity up the lower arm. If I want more intensity, I'll bring the hips a little bit further back. If I need less, or if it's feeling like too much, then shoulders move more forward. You might experiment with straightening your fingers more against the floor. And then as you sit back, start to slowly peel the hands off the mat. Open and close. And now we're going to place the tops of the hands on the floor. So again, fingers facing you. You'll notice my elbows are slightly bent, and then I'm going to spin the elbow creases forward. If I want more, just as before, hips go back, less intense, shoulders come forward. See if you can open your fingers, maybe get the 4 fingernails on the floor and half of your thumbnail down. And then again, peeling back. Open, close. And if you need an extra moment here just to get a little bit of that feeling back, take more time. Going to work on our hips. Hands and knees, so tabletop position. We're going to use the right leg first and start to make some circles. So just a small circle to start, and allowing the circle to grow in size, trying to maintain core control and both arms straight. So as you circle, can you keep it fairly slow? And can you notice if you're having any trouble through part of that range? Go ahead and change direction. Right, and if you prefer to keep the circles more small, that's okay too. Notice how your body wants to get pulled out to the side. And then we're going to switch to the other leg. So right knee down. Again, grip the floor with your hands, arms stay straight. Pick up the left knee, and you can start with small circles and gradually feel that you can grow the circle and maintain control. So if you feel that when the circle gets larger, it gets a little too choppy, then keep it small, right? Working on opening up that range through practice. We'll change direction. And then placing the knee on the ground. Take a moment, long breath in, full breath out. I'm going to take the right hand and pull it up by the elbow and thread it under the left wrist, ear all the way to the ground. Lift it up and maybe look towards the hand as you reach. We're going to go under and this time stay. So as you go under, ear to the floor, left hand stays where it is, and we're going to press into the mat to help turn the chest more to the left. You might feel that twist through your right oblique. You might feel the strength of your left pectoral, your left chest. And then as I press through the left hand, I come back to table. Let's do it on the other side. Left elbow draws back, and then thread it under, ear to the floor. Coming back, look up, and then under. This time we stay. And as you stay, use the right hand, press down through the ground, turn your chest more to the right. And then coming back up. We'll tuck the toes under and come into your first downward dog. So in your downward dog, your arms are straight, your knees might be bent, and your heels might be lifted. Think about the line of your spine and keeping it long. If downward dog is a position that doesn't suit you, feel free to take tabletop every time we're in the shape, or even a child's pose. With the right leg, we're going to step forward just halfway towards the hand, so just like a small step. We'll turn all the toes to the right, so I'm going to find myself on the outer edge of the left foot and maybe on the bottom of the right foot, and I'm going to reach my right hand towards the back of the mat. From here, lower your left hip towards the ground. So if you're finding your spacing is not working for you, go ahead, adjust. I'm sinking, right, creating this nice sling through the left side, and my left shoulder is going to come up towards my ear. Right hand's reaching to the back of the mat, and as I press into the left hand, outer edge of the left foot, my right arm's going to reach up and over, squeeze your left waist, big arc through the right side body, and then slowly, carefully bring yourself back down. Again, let your left shoulder slide up into your ear for this. Again, lift it up and come down. One more time. And come down. Really good. Right hand is going to come to the floor, and you'll just turn it back to downward facing dog. And if you need to take a different shape for rest, please do. We're going to come to the other side. So from your downward dog, left foot steps about halfway, right? You can change that depending on your flexibility. Turning to the outer edge of your right foot, bottom of the left foot on the floor, you're reaching your fingers to the back of your mat. Again, right shoulder will slide up towards your ear. Again, finding that deep stretch through your right side body. As you reach up and over, squeeze your right waist, stretch out the left side. Come on down and up. And you can take this as slow as you'd like. Maybe you just do 2 instead of 3. And last one. You can put the left hand down and step back to downward facing dog. We'll hold downward dog if that's comfortable for you. If not, again, feel free to stay in a tabletop. Notice how you feel different. Check in with your breath. As we look forward, I'm going to step forward towards the front of the mat. Here, exhale and let everything go. So into this forward fold, if you'd like, you can hold your ankles or hold your big toes and bring your chest right down against your thighs. Don't be shy about bending your knees. And if your practice is a little more advanced, maybe you send more weight down to your toes. My feet are parallel. You might need to separate your feet more or even have your toes turn out. I'm going to come down into low squat malasana. So some variations and modifications for you. If you need to put a towel underneath your heels or have a wider stance to make this more accessible, please make the adjustments. You can also just hang down with your tail tucking under. If you feel you want to challenge yourself a little more, see if you can keep your feet more narrow and parallel, and then also see if you can lift from underneath, right? Send your tail back. So there's a little bit of a buoyancy in your pose, right? You're not collapsing at the bottom. There's an energetic lift happening. Do your best to hold wherever your shape is. And then using this strength, we're going to stand straight up. So Coming to some balance, we're going to start with a balance down the left leg. So as you find yourself here balancing, if you need more assistance, be close to a wall maybe, and don't be shy about putting your toe down on the floor if you need to. I'm going to start with left foot down, right knee up. And with the right knee up, just see if you can take a moment, let your left ankle calibrate and stabilize, right? And again, you might just choose to stay here, or maybe you turn out slightly with the knee. My hips are still facing forward. Now we're going to shift this towards a warrior three or an airplane. I'm going to keep my hands close, but I want you to notice the knee. So just like we did in our fire hydrants, I'm going to turn inwards with the knee as I tip my chest forward. And as I do, the right leg extends back, and all the toes of toenails of the right foot face the floor. Now you might need to keep your knees slightly bent, and that's fine. See if you can hold. Now that might be some work. You might need to come out and go back in, and that's all right too. Keep reaching, keep holding. Now to come out, a little bit different, a little bit, again, using that idea of the hydrant, we're going to externally rotate. So you're going to bring the knee up to the side, a little bit like a frog. And then as you close the knee, you come to stand, right? Let the right foot come down. Close your eyes. Feel Tadasana. So Tadasana is mountain pose where you just hold stillness, right? See if you can compose yourself and set up for your other side. So on this one, we're sending the weight down the right foot, pick up the left knee. So right now the knee is in front of you, just trying to find some balance. And then allow the knee to come out. Again, try not to turn the hips, because when we come to airplane, you want your hips facing forward. Now to come in, we're going to turn the knee, inner knee towards the floor, and then internally rotate to stretch the leg back. Feel the reach forward through your chest and the reach back through your toes. And try to hold. To come out, bring your left knee alongside you. And then come up to stand, closing the knee up through center. Let your foot come down, hold your mountain pose, nice and still. On the outside, maybe sensing some of that movement, that circulation on the inside. Looking down, my feet are hip distance. Again, you can have wider or turned out. We're going to come into Malasana again. Second time to try, we're going to go down. Again, you could have your tailbone curled under. You could have your tail reaching back with a little bit more energetic lift underneath you. Just see if you can hold. Right, and you might be only like halfway down, and that's where you start to feel that shake. That's perfect, right? Wherever you are in the body, you want to be there. I'm going to bring my hands to the floor and then just place the knees down on the floor. If you need to, you can take a child's pose. If you're feeling fine, then just a moment in neutral. I'm going to shift to back bending next. And we're going to be in camel. So if for you, you need a towel or an extra blanket on the floor to protect your knees. You might even fold your mat in half so you have an extra layer of mat under your knees. You want to set that in front of you. I have my knees hip width apart, and for this one, I'm tucking my toes under. I'm going to start with hands on low back. So if you had maybe denim jeans on, you slipped your fingers down your back pocket, that's the hand position. I'm going to place my right hand there. I'm going to take the left arm up over my ear, and I'm going to look towards my right heel. So it's kind of like a side stretch with a little bit of back bend. And I'm going to circle the arm in. So in as in forward. And you'll feel how it kind of turns your chest more so you can see that right foot more easily. Stop with the arm up and now circle back. But you might even follow the hand with your eyes and see if you can feel your chest opening more to a square position. And you might even come into a full or more open and square camel position. The hips are forward and the chest is lifted. Keep your right hand on your low back. With the left arm, we're going to circle forwards or inwards to bring ourselves up. And then release the arms. Same thing on the other side. Toes are tucked under. Left hand on low back. Right arm up and over your ear. Take that side bend with a little bit of back bend. And you might just stay here if this feels good for you. If it doesn't feel like you're ready to come into that full camel, that's fine. The side bend is going to help you get there. Circle forwards and notice how it turns you more towards the left ankle. We'll circle back and you might take your gaze with the hand, keep your chest lifted, and maybe you find the camel with your hands on your low back. Keep breathing, keep lifting. And again, to come out, this left hand is staying where it is, right hand is going to release and circle inwards or forwards to bring you back up. Take a moment to sit. Long breath in and full breath out. Now sit right down and have the legs out in front. I'm going to pull the right foot into the left inner thigh. I'm facing the left foot. Okay, so it looks like tree, but I'm sitting upright. From here, inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, reach forward towards the leg. If you have a strap, this is a good place to use it. If you're having a really hard time, bend your left knee. It will get your chest lower to your thigh, right? We don't want to pull on the low back just to go forward and down. So allow yourself that space if you need it. Think about the crown of your head reaching in the direction of your big toe. And then as you inhale to come upright, I'm going to take the right foot and step it to the outside of the left knee. Coming into a seated twist. You have two options with the arms. I like to hug the knee, but if you prefer to take the elbow up and over, you can do that version too. My right hand will be on the floor behind me, pushing the floor to lift the chest and also give me a little leverage to twist. Go ahead and counter twist. Arrange the legs straight out in front of you, and then left foot comes in. Same as the other side. Inhale tall and exhale, come forward. Again, whatever you can reach with your arms without straining your neck, right? If you feel like you need a little bit more relaxation today, you can certainly round. If you want a little bit more work for the hips, then maybe you lift the chest up, squeeze a little more through the back body to keep the heart forward and feel what's happening with the legs and the hips. On an inhale, come on up, and then step the left foot up and over. I want my foot to be flat on the floor if possible. And then twisting. So same arm position you chose on the other side. And unwind. And then legs out in front of you, slowly rolling down. Your heels will slide. The slower you roll, the more work you're going to have to do to come down. Take your time. And as you come down, let the feet separate and the hands be beside you. Long breath in. Full breath out. As you relax, start to allow the senses to start to go inwards. Maybe focusing on what you sense inside. Your heartbeat, your breath. If you have the time to stay longer, I highly encourage you to stay another 3 or 4 minutes if you can spare. But if you need to get on with your day, start to bring the awareness back to your fingers and your toes, your wrists, and your ankles. Allow the arms to come overhead and stretch your body long. Your knees can come up towards the chest as you roll to the side. And taking your time to come up to a comfortable seated position. Thank you so much for sharing your day with me. Thank you for your energy, for practicing yoga, and especially for all of your efforts. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.